Hello to you all, and welcome to Pyramid Energy. Before we begin the reading, I'd appreciate it if you please like the video. It helps to boost it and the channel. What I usually do for these readings is that I lay out the cards as I go, but then I show you on the screen everything all at once up front. But when I saw the first card that I laid down here, the Lovers, I decided to lay everything out because there's a lot going on in this spread. And I don't want to get confused and I don't want to confuse you. But overall, what's going on here in this scene that I'm reading for, okay, if this reading is for you, is that there is a lot of energy moving around right now, inside of you and around you in your environment. With that said, we've got highly intuitive, highly energetic, highly transformative energy, highly sort of moment of truth kind of energy, okay? And there are manifestations materializing, things that have been brewing for a long time. If I'm speaking to you, one way to recognize yourself will be to ask yourself, have you recently gone through a transformation that you didn't plan for, but that in hindsight you were prepared for and that you kind of tried to avoid, but it happened anyway? Okay, you saw it coming, sort of tried to avoid it, it happened anyway, and it's all been for the better, okay? If you recognize yourself there, I think that this reading is for you. I'm speaking to you, okay? What is going on right now is that the idea of how you make decisions and how you make choices that serve you and your path have become very important, okay? You're finding yourself in an empowered space, feeling good. Okay, but then now something has come up to distract you. Something in your environment. Okay, what you may not have noticed yet about the relationship between your environment and your inner world and the things that you're working on. Okay, whether those things are you're working on them internally or outwardly, whatever that is for you. What you may not have noticed is that these energies are very much related. As much as this environmental energy feels as though it's come completely left field, out of nowhere, it really has nothing to do with me, but it does, that energy. This does have something to do with you, but not in the way that you're feeling led to sort of investigate it, figure it out, okay? Because I see here that what you want is clarity, okay? And I can see that you're aware that for you to dive into this topic or figure this thing out, or read into this energy, is a distraction to your main priorities right now. Okay, that's why we're here. And that's why we have it all in one reading. Okay. I'd like for you to look at this Lovers and the Eight of Pentacles. Look how the Eight of Pentacles is facing the Lovers. And so that is showing you that she's dedicated to, where she puts her focus and how she makes her choices. Okay, because there's something that she really wants. She's been working on it for a long time. I have that on the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, at the same time though, this thing on the side of you, it seems like it's been developing for some time as well. Okay, it was not in your face and now it's in your face. Something like that. But still needs, more information. You can see something is loading. Okay, you can tell something is loading, but again, you want to stay focused. Okay. Now, the reason this is even coming up for you, okay, the reason it's drawing your focus is actually because it is very important at this point, okay, where you are in hectic manifestation mode, that you stay focused. This is not to say completely ignore your environment. This is to say be careful of your choices. Choices is a big theme here. Be careful of your choices and what you prioritize. Be careful of where you place your power, okay? Because as soon as you know exactly what to do to get yourself to a certain place, and something comes to interrupt you that's going to ask for you to put your journey towards where you're going on pause, watch out for that thing. Okay, that's the devil energy. That's the devil and the Ace of Swords. That is the devil luring you in to say, no, there's more. There's more. And then they give you a little bit more information as you sort of lean into that energy and more. But look at how that Ace of Swords staircase is spiraling. There is no end to how much clarity you can gain over time on this distraction, is what I'm getting here. And if you look at your surrounding activities, you've got the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Cups. This Eight of Swords is giving me even more energy around never ending, circulating. It's got this 8, this infinite 8 number, and right above it I've also got the 8 of Wands, even though it's in a separate position. But this with the 2 of Wands is to say, you can choose to pump this energy. You can choose to pump this energy of circulating confusion, because when I read 8 of Swords with 7 of Cups, what I'm getting about your environment is that it is not sure of itself. It is exploring. It has caught itself up already in a web of lies, because its choices do not serve the greater good, do not serve the idea of the truth, are not integrative of past lessons. Okay, whatever's happening around you, if you are progressing, what is happening around you, yes, is the progression of something new, something that is going to go on for a while. However, in terms of goal seeking and setting of goals, okay, and expectations of one's life and one's objectives, it is regressing. It is regressing, okay? So if you switch and fix your focus on that, you will start to mirror that regressive energy of not being sure what to do next, what you should be doing, who you are, all of those things. And so this is a trap. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I think that's why I kind of like prepared with a sort of a clear view on how to recognize yourself, because this is not the kind of reading I'd like for you to make fit, especially if it doesn't. I never want you to make something fit, but in this case, you will know if I'm speaking to you. What I'm trying to say about your environment is that one of the reasons you are curious about it, yes, because it touches on aspects of your life, important aspects, yes, granted. However, if you get dragged into this energy via your focus, which at this point is actually quite expensive. When I say expensive, I mean that it's this energy will chow your resources, okay? Energetic resources. Your focus is expensive right now. What you focus on right now grows. It grows. And so look at your focus as a resource via the time that it is carried in and the energy that it carries. That is your pentacle. I've got lots of pentacles. I also had a lot of pentacles in the members reading that I just did. But I've got lots of pentacles here. And if you look at the area of what's crossing you, I have the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot, which is to say this is like a boost of resources in terms of energy, whether that's the requirement of energy or the generation of energy. So this is a boost, especially if you look at Six of Pentacles right next to this Knight of Pentacles. This thing that's been growing for a while is now starting to boom with energy that you need to channel with care, to channel with intention to the right places. If you channel this boom of energy into your environment, the things that you do not want to grow will grow instead of channeling that energy into the things that you do want to grow, because those are going to grow. So what I'm seeing here is this energy will be spent. This energy is guaranteed. I can see it. I can feel it. I've got evidence of it moving. I have evidence of its continued generation. Okay. I see that. But I see that where I'm picking up on changes, where there's fire energy, it's saying to you, you almost can't control this energy, in the sense that it brought a transformation into your life that you could not sort of counter or fight. Okay, it was like a forced, self-generated, forced, manifested transformation that has landed you in this place where you feel empowered. Okay, but in this case where you're at this juncture, where you see the energy moving and you feel lured in a different direction to figure out something that you have no control over, something that seems slightly mysterious or is just attention capturing. It seems to want your attention. It is not saying, I want your attention, but the things it does and the way it behaves. Okay, it could be a person, a group of people, two people, whatever situation that is distracting you. It is inadvertently asking you for your attention. Okay, it may not be consciously aware that you have just generated these copious amounts of energy, which you're still figuring out where to put, where to channel. Okay, but it will take advantage because it has, like, it is an abyss of possibilities because it doesn't know what it is. Okay, you could almost look at this like as an entity. I feel like it would have manifested in various ways for each one of you. Okay, but it has captured your attention. You are looking at it and you're trying to figure out something about it. What they are saying is that entity has its own karma. Do not absorb its karma. Do not take over its karma. Your energy is expensive. I'm going to keep telling you that. Okay, when you consider all of the expenses you have in your life, okay, consider yourself fit to meet them. Okay. However, you compromise your position when you dedicate what energy you do have, what resource you do have towards something that cannot actually afford your energy. You do not have the luxury to shift your focus in that direction. I'm getting that this is something that has happened to you before. It's just that now it's like wilder. Okay, wilder, wildest. It feels like that. It feels like it is putting on one of the biggest performances you have seen to get your attention. Okay, but at the same time, if you consider that this environment is sort of mirroring your internal world to an extent, your internal world is also putting on the biggest show that you've seen to date. Okay, which show are you going to show up for is the question I have for you. Okay, because if you think something is starting over there, you are 100% correct. But if you think something is happening within you, something important, something significant, something that is going to affect you and those around you, you are correct. Okay, but which show are you going to show up for? Very big question, because from what I'm getting in this energy, you have been wanting a new beginning for a long time. New beginning energy is available collectively. Okay, you are at yours. Someone else is at theirs. How that energy will manifest is open to interpretation for everyone involved. You get to interpret how this new beginning is going to manifest for you. How it manifests for those around you and all of them, it's a new beginning, correct. How it manifests is question mark, because you have no control over that. Okay, but what I can tell for you here is that you have a big opportunity to really meet your heart's desires and unburden yourself of things that have burdened you for a very long time. And what I'm going to tell you is that that opportunity is now, and do not let that external environment steal your opportunity. Whether they know that they are stealing it or not, if you feel like your focus is being a little bit challenged right now and you feel slightly pulled in that direction, do not let them have it. It is yours. Okay, this is your time. This is your energy. Okay, these are your resources. They move around through the little cracks in the bricks of the walls, and they can make it any way they want to make it. Okay, your energy is of such a high quality. It's able to move through walls and move through conversations and move through things in the future, literally. I'm seeing it as I picture it, is what I'm saying to you. It sounds crazy, but it's real. Okay. And I'm saying to you that, very well, because you're manifesting like this, you could very well have been the one to determine the timing of these things happening around you. But that's to say that, I'm getting the number 7 a lot here. That is to say that whatever energy is available to you will flow where whatever's not channeled appropriately will flow, and it will be attracted in that direction, and your energy is already there in that environment. And so that's also why parts of you kind of want to feel into what's happening with like little drips and drabs of your energy that have flowed there, whether that's in conversation, whether that's in things of yourself you've left in that space, or whatever it is, whatever relationship ties you have with your environment. That's why sometimes you feel pulled in that direction. However, with your mind and your focus, and I see it in the Ace of Swords, you have the power to direct your focus in the direction that you desire and that you choose. Okay? And once you focus in on that, you're going to have these 8s moving according to your will. According to your will. Okay? I have 8 of Pentacles, I have 8 of Wands, and I have 8 of Swords. What I do not have here is the 8 of Cups, which is walking away from something that you once loved. Okay, so this is to say that what is not in your awareness, okay, because it's not on the spread, it's not clear here, is that there is this 8 of Cups energy. Okay, you are in the process of walking away from something that you once loved, you once cared for, but you're moving away to, let's call it greener pastures, something that will serve you better. Okay? And that's why this is all happening. This is why this is all happening. And so they're saying to keep walking away, walk into the sunset, yours, keep going. And what I've been saying about the value of your energy, I'm seeing it here in the advice, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, High Priestess. This is like the power of creation is what you're holding. Okay? And you almost manifest these opportunities, and they're saying to keep manifesting them, but to be careful what direction you're channeling them in. Okay? I'm almost like, sometimes before each word, I feel like this hesitation as if I've got to choose which way to go with which word. And it's like that. They're saying that you're not going to have to tiptoe around this kind of energy at this time that hard. It's not that difficult, but they just want you to be aware of this. They very much want you to be aware of this. This energy is like a vampire. They're saying it's like, in an exorcism where there's that last fight for one's spirit or soul. They're saying it's something like that, except here we're talking about your dreams, your energy, your goals, your achievements. It's like you're this close, but this kind of energy, you've got to learn how to put it aside, because it carries sort of it can match the attention that you have placed on your priorities. It can match it. For example, if what you were working on you felt even deeper for it, and if you felt even closer to it, okay, they're saying that distraction was going to match it proportionately. It was going to be even bigger. So this is a principle matter. Okay, it's not about how far this thing seems to have gone. It's not about that. It's matching your promises, your dreams, your goals proportionately. And it will take your attention if you allow it. If I'm not mistaken, and I do not believe I'm mistaken here, this environmental energy that we're talking about has been a vampire to your energy before. Okay, you're used to it, you're aware of it, you know about it. But for some reason, this dynamic that is playing out feels different. And they're saying, do not let that word different be the reason you pursue that energy. Because they're saying that what you're going through, you've been through before as well. And what you're going through now, compared to other times, is different. So this is the chance for you to do something differently. Do not get distracted. follow your dreams, pursue your goals, stay focused. Okay, you are manifesting. You are manifesting, and it's time to protect your magic, they're saying. Okay. I'm getting a lot of imagery here that I'm going to share. I'm seeing this 7 in the Chariot next to the 6 of Pentacles, which is that generous amount of energy that's being generated from within you, and, all this value. And then I'm seeing the other 7, which is the 7 of Cups with the 8 of Swords, which is sort of amplifying this 8 of Swords energy. It feels like this confusion that's being generated, okay, because people don't really know what they want and they haven't quite focused down. Very karmic energy here, okay? What I'm seeing is, yes, it's divine time, but it's almost like whatever happens here, 6 of Wands, the Magician, there will be something manifested. There will. This manifestation is going to be successful. This energy will create something. Okay? It will. And I'm just saying that in this way so that you recognize that whether you put your energy in your direction or that direction, it will manifest something. And so this is more a matter of protecting this force that's coming out of you right now. With that said, I also pictured this elastic band, like a rubber band, sort of tied to you and tied to this other environment, okay? And the more you move away from this environment, the more the rubber band stretches, okay? The more they also try to move in their own direction, the more the rubber band stretches. This is reminding me of that tug of war reading we recently did. But what I'm seeing is, you will pull in your direction, okay? Because you are meant to, because you should, because from what I'm hearing, this rubber band belongs to you. It is your rubber band. It is yours. Somehow they have linked themselves to your rubber band. You keep going and keep going and keep going. As soon as you are ready, and they're saying you will know when you are ready. You will know when it is time. Okay, either it's going to be by choice, or it's going to be a circumstance that forces you to let go of this rubber band. You are going to let go of this rubber band, and it looks like they are going to go flying, or it's going to snap on them. This feels very karmic. This feels very karmic. On the other side of it, if you choose to keep moving in their direction with them, no one goes anywhere. Nobody goes anywhere. That rubber band will not have any tension. Nobody will be stretching it. Everybody's just going to be all together, wound up in this rubber band, not going anywhere. Okay, this very 8 of Swords, 7 of Cups energy when you do not move in your direction with your rubber band. Okay, I don't know why they used a rubber band. It feels like, when I consider a rubber band, I'm thinking about how you would use it. Let's say you're rolling up papers and you want to keep them together, or, a set of pens and you want to keep those together. There are so many ways, I suppose, we can use a rubber band, but it's taking me to ideas around paperwork and ideas around writing. And that to me it's got a little bit of a legal energy. This paperwork energy, it's also got energy of a story that is written, a narrative. Okay, so it's carrying all of that. And so it would seem that what they're saying is this is the time to reclaim your legal right over certain things, and to reclaim your story, and to reclaim your narrative. Okay, by not letting go of that rubber band until you've moved far enough away and you get that signal to then let it go. Okay, because they'll still be holding on to it. And right now, when they're showing me you all in one rubber band, they're saying that while you remain very close to this environment, bound up in one rubber band, bound up in one story, one narrative, it's like legally, it's all one mess. They're saying, that is not good for you. That is not good for you. You should not keep yourself wound up with this environment as though that is your story and narrative and legal responsibility burden. Okay? That's how they're putting it. I'm not sure why I needed to give that analogy, but we did. I feel like we just distilled what seemed like a distraction impossible to ignore. We kind of put it in its place, okay? And we described it enough to understand that it isn't going anywhere. It is not going to run away with you. It can't. It can't, because it does not have the will. It does not have the expanse. This is weird because I'm going to look this word up because I fought it a little bit. And let's see. Expanse means a broad, open, and unbroken area of land, water, or sky. Okay, so I sort of knew that, but what they're showing us here is that these people, this energy is directionless. It has painted itself into a corner. It is not ready yet to accept that this is the reality. It's literally standing in a corner and trying to convince you that this corner is so vast and has so much opportunity, and it doesn't. It is a corner. And they are facing you, okay? Because they have to watch you and your movements, okay? Because they are holding on to your rubber band as though they believe that that rubber band that ties you all together gives them a sense of safety. Okay, and so you keep moving in your direction. They'll feel the tightness. They'll feel the tightness. Okay, you will also feel the tightness, but you will know exactly when to let go. That's the difference, is that you're in control. Okay, and it appears to me that it's that tightness that you're going to feel, and it's this, the letting go of this rubber band will be irresistible. That's actually how I mean it. Irresistible. You can, work with this word however you want, but they're saying irresistible is the exact word that we meant. And I don't, I imagine someone letting go of a rubber band. Is it what's irresistible? The need for freedom or the need to snap back? I don't know, but they're saying that's up to you. The result will be the same. Okay? That is the reading. I hope that this was helpful to someone out there and that it brought you clarity. Keep going is all I'm going to say to you. Sending you all so much love.